Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. For today's makeup look, I'm going to be showing you how to get this really dramatic and out there New Year's Eve kind of glam. It is just kind of like a double wing on the outer and inner portion. I just felt like I needed to like wing everything today. Like I feel like New Year's Eve is like that time of year when you can really like put everything into your makeup and make it really fun and over the top and just glam and sultry, and I feel like this look is exactly that. So if you want to see how to get the makeup look which I'm wearing right now, then just keep watching. So I'm just starting off by prepping my eyelid using the Painterly Paint Pot by MAC. This is like my absolute like holy grail eye primer. It is like the best of the best. It's pretty much the only thing I'll use. I'm then taking the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette and I'm just using this shade here called Bay, and I'm just using this to prep my eyelid for the rest of the eyeshadows that we're going to be putting on. I'm then taking the shade Sandalwood and I'm just using this as my transition shade. It's a really nice warm caramelly matte colour and it's just like the perfect transition. So I'm just popping this into my crease and then gradually blowing it out, creating a really nice gradient effect. I'm also using this to kind of sculpt out the shape that I want. I'm then taking the shade Black Truffle from that same Huda Beauty palette and I'm just adding this into my crease slightly. I'm very much just like building up the colour bit by bit. You don't want to go into kind of gung-ho with like loads of black all at once. You really want to add it gradually to get kind of the most seamless effect. I'm then packing on to the lid like a complete black all over the lid, and I'm just taking it up to the crease as to where we started blending in that bit of black into the crease, and then I'm just blending it in. The key to a smoky eye really is blending, so you kind of just want to place the colour down where you want it, blend, place the colour down where you want it, blend until you're kind of happy with how it's looking. I will add in bits of that transition shade where I feel I need it just to make the blend really seamless. I'm then just taking a baby wipe and I'm cleaning up underneath my eye and creating the wing of the shadow. I'm then taking the Schwing liner by the Balm and I'm just doing kind of a basic wing as I would do normally with any eye look. So I'm creating a really thick outer wing using the line that we created with the baby wipe on our eyeshadow as a guide for where the wing's going to go. And then I create like the rest of the line going across the lid. I keep it quite thin because I don't want it to kind of take away from the false eyelashes that we're going to be putting on. And yeah, just building up the shape that I like gradually, a little bit by bit. You don't want to go too crazy with it in case you make a mistake. And then taking the Hypnose Drama mascara by Lancome and I'm just blackening out my lashes, ready for false lashes so that we can't see them when we put our false lashes on. And then taking the Radial Black liner and I'm just lining my waterline before we put the false eyelashes on, because it's much easier to do this once eyelashes aren't getting in the way. As soon as you put them on, it's quite difficult to line your waterline. And then just using the Lily Galici lashes in the style Mykonos, and these are just like so dramatic and thick and fluffy and long and layered. They're like the perfect dramatic lash, so that's why I wanted to use them for this look, because it looks so dramatic and I just thought it went really well. And then just taking the NARS Sheer Glow foundation in the shade Deauville and I'm just dotting that all over my face and then buffing it in, making sure it really melts into the skin seamlessly, gives us a really nice flawless glowy finish. I just love this foundation. It is one of my absolute faves. I'm then taking the NARS Creamy Concealer and I think you say it Canel or Canelli, the shade, something like that. And I'm just popping it underneath my eyes just to conceal and to brighten up that area. I'm kind of like popping it in a triangle shape and then just taking a damp beauty blender and blending it out and then going over the top of that with my RCMA No Colour Powder, just because this really makes concealer stay all day and it's actually a really nice base to prevent fallout. Like if you get any fallout you can just easily brush it away. And then I'm just doing the same on the other eye, making sure to take it right underneath my wing to make that really sharp and dramatic and kind of just defined, like, yeah. And then taking the excess powder and just popping that over the rest of my face, and then buffing it away and buffing away all the loose powder that's underneath my eyes that we left there baking. I'm then just taking that same truffle shade from that eyeshadow palette, and I'm just creating that second wing, and I'm basically just mirroring the shape of the initial wing that we did, just a little bit lower down, and I'm just doing a really faint line with that truffle, just being really gentle. I'm also marking out with eyeshadow that inner corner kind of elongated wing thing, but I'm marking it out with eyeshadow first because it's much easier to correct eyeshadow than it is to correct liquid eyeliner, and then going over the top with liquid eyeliner just to really define it and create a much more darker colour. And I'm just gradually filling in my inner corner and like tear duct just to create that really feline elongated inner corner shape, which is just absolutely stunning. Sorry the footage isn't great. I did try and include what I could where you could see I was just filling it in, but it's really difficult like when you're doing something that detailed. So once I was happy with my inner corner wings, I then went and started doing the second wing on the inner corner, and I'm basically doing exactly the same thing but just a little bit further in, if that makes sense. Like I'm just mirroring that exactly same shape and just making it really sharp. This time I did go straight in with the eyeliner because I was feeling a little bit more confident, and then just intensifying the colour on that outer wing as well, just to make sure it's really dramatic and crisp and sharp. And then just taking that sandalwood colour again, and like we did on the upper lid, I'm just using it as a transition for the black to make that smoky eye just really seamless. So I'm just popping this on throughout the entirety of my lower lash line, and then I'm taking truffle and kind of just packing it onto my waterline and then gradually bringing it down. I'm using exactly the same technique as I did on the lid, so I'm kind of adding the colour where I want it and then blending it out, adding the colour, blending it out. I do take it onto where the wings that we've created, I do take a little bit of the black onto there just so that the smokiness is like seamless all the way across, but just the key is really just adding colour, blending, adding colour, blending. And again, I do add a little bit of that sandalwood, a little bit more of it into the black where I feel it needs a little bit more work with the blending. Don't be scared to keep kind of mixing to and from the colours, because that's really what makes it look super seamless. And I'm just making sure those wings are nicely buffed out and smoky as well. I'm then just taking the Collection Super Size Fat Lash Mascara, and I'm making sure my lashes are super long and thick and can be seen through the smokiness of our lower lash line. I'm then just taking the Hoola Bronzer by Benefit, and I'm just kind of contouring and bronzing up my cheeks, making sure they're really sculpted. I really wanted it to be quite dramatic as well, but kind of minimal. I don't know if that makes sense. Like I wanted it to be polished but not too over the top because the eyes are quite dramatic. So I'm just taking that on my cheeks, on my temples and onto my forehead, making sure everything's really bronzed and sun-kissed and gorgeous. I then do just take it down onto my jawline and down my neck just to disguise any double chins going on. And then taking the Universal Beauty Cosmetics Secret Flush Blusher. This is just like a cream blusher, so I'm just using a buffing brush and using the product that way and popping it onto my cheeks, and this just gives us a really beautiful fresh glow, which isn't kind of too overpowering that it takes it away from the eye makeup. I'm then just taking the Becca highlighter in the shade Champagne Pop, and oh my god, look how reflective and shimmery this is. It's just so stunning. And I thought it was like perfect for New Year's Eve because you really want to be like super glowy and just gorgeous. And so I'm just taking that onto the high points of my cheeks and onto my temples and kind of like around my brows, kind of just everywhere. I'm also taking it down the center of my nose and on the top of my cupid's bow just to make sure our lips look really beautiful and pouty and I'm then just taking the MAC Strip Down Liner and I'm just slightly overlining my lips. I'm not going too crazy, just a little bit, just so you can get a really nice kind of pouty looking lip with a little bit of an ombre thing going on, just to really define them. I am filling the entire lip in with that colour as well. And then just taking the MAC x Mariah Carey collaboration lipstick in the shade McKizzle, and oh my god, this is gorgeous, and I'm just using that and kind of blending it in with that stripped down liner just to create that ombre effect. And then just taking the Jouer lip topper in the shade Skinny Dip, and I'm just kind of popping this in the center of my lip just to create a really nice shiny, glossy, glittery finish on the lips. And that is the finished makeup look. I just love how sultry and like dramatic this is. I feel like Catwoman. I just absolutely love this look. I think it's perfect for New Year's Eve, and oh my god, it's just so pretty. So that is the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. I absolutely love the way this look turned out. Like, this is exactly the type of makeup look which I would wear on New Year's Eve. I just absolutely love it. Like, oh my god, like all the wings, and like, oh my god. I feel like if you wore this, people would be constantly staring at your eyes all night because they'd be like, how did you make it like so detailed and intricate? It's just such a beautiful makeup look and just so bold and sexy and out there, and I just absolutely love that. It's like perfect for New Year's Eve. So if you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to give me a massive thumbs up and subscribe down below. And as always, thank you so much for clicking on this video and watching. And yeah, thank you so much for watching again, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!